Alright, I'm Holland with Leica Geosystems and iCon, and I'm going to do a demo that shows the accuracies of the GPS with our tilt function on it. It can be shot 45 degrees out at spec, but it will actually go beyond that, which is really, really neat. And I'm going to do one day of shooting control points in and some unique methods of shooting them in. This is Billy, and he's going to be helping me with the tablet or data collector to store some information and some unique shots that we're going to take. Alright, so we're measuring these points with true elevations, so it's putting it right to the point here at our point 102 at the crosshairs. And what we're going to do, we're going to come back in another day and we're going to use the instrument to shoot reflectorless to this point where the tip is. Billy, go ahead and take the shot. I've created a network of control that are on these power poles around the house here, and I've never shot them before, and this is the first time. Go ahead and take the shot, Billy. Okay, so it's a day later. We've set our control up with the 70T GPS using the tilt method, and now I'm going to walk you through our setup with the robot and the tablet. Any kind of problems that come up along the way, we're just going to work through them on video so you can see any kind of problems, how we work through it. First, I'm going to turn on my robot right here. Starts lighting up. Then I'm going to turn on my tablet. And it'll take a minute for it to boot up. I think I just heard it connect already, even though you don't see it on here. Okay, our project's just come up. I was last connected to the GPS, so it's probably not going to automatically connect to our robot. When this happens, I have to go into device profiles and I have to select the button that I last used for it. This ICR 70 is the one I want. I'm going to hit the little chevron over, and you see it has our ICR 70 here, but I'm just going to refresh the search. There it is. I'm just going to tap on it and it's going to connect to it. Bam. All right. We hit the green check here. We go home. Now we see our symbols up here representing that we are connected now. I'm just going to go into as built here. And it says we're out of level. Of course, we just set up. So we're going to go into setup because it has that level function in it. And what we're going to choose is a anywhere setup. Now it's going to ask us again to level the instrument up. Now this instrument, it's best to have the screen flush with two of your tangent screws here. And then if you look back here at the tablet, you'll see that these arrows show you which way to turn the bubble. So these two together like this, turn it left and right. Again, it has to be flush with these two screws. And if you go back to the screen, see how I've got the green checks? That means I'm good with those. Back to the screen again, we have one more knob, this one here, showing rotation this way, and you'll see it go downward. You'll see the bubble go downward. As I turn it, it goes down until I get the green check, and that means it's good. Bam. All right. After we get all those green checks, we are leveled up. We're going to hit the little blue tab to the right. Now, it's going to ask us a few important things about the instrument. The instrument height, we don't know that, so we're just going to leave it alone. The reflector height, it's actually going to be 0 because we're going to be shooting these in reflectorless to start. And this is asking for prompt for setup checks every hour. So every hour it's going to turn to a back sight and check and make sure it's still at the same angle. So after that, we're going to hit the green tab to the right, or I mean the blue button to the right again. Now we're in the setup, and it's kind of telling us what to do right here. Select and measure first point. My first point I'm going to measure is going to be point number 102, and is that power pole over there. So I select it on the screen. I have a couple other things come up because I've shot the point a couple times, and it's saying, which one do you want? I'm saying 102. Now, I also have this little button here showing that I'm shooting a prism. I'm not shooting a prism. I'm going to shoot this in reflectorless, so I need to change that. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to go to prism type, and then I'm going to go to reflectorless right here. And that makes us, we're ready to go now. So I'm going to get on the instrument here, and I'm going to turn to the center of 102. I'm going to hit start. Now I'm going to hit store. And right here you'll see it's going to tell you something about it. Select and measure a second point. So 1 point's not good enough. I need 2 at least. So now I'm going to turn to my next power pole. Zoom out. 103 right here. It's got a couple additional measurements here, so I'm just going to select 103 again. And now I'm going to turn to power pole 103 over here. I shot all these with the GPS. So here I hit store again. Oops, didn't take it. And here you see the instrument, 103, and it has calculated station within tolerance. At this point I can stop. I can hit this green check and I'm good. But for sake of testing everything, I'm going to shoot several more points, and we're going to check against all these different points. So I want to select 104 now. And I can actually have the instrument turn to it. And now I can look through the instrument, just adjust it slightly. It was pretty close, about a 10th off. And I'm going to store that one. Now I want to keep adding measurements here. At this point, it says we're in tolerance. We can still store them all. But I just want to be really safe, and I want to check a lot of different elements out here. I have a couple more points. Here's point number 1. I'm going to turn to it. And I'm going to just adjust it slightly and go back to the tablet here, and we're gonna hit store, and here you can see the calculated station within tolerance again. All right, I have a couple more I want to do. I want to hit number 101 now. I'm gonna turn to it. I don't have to turn to it, but I'm going to. I'm going to adjust it slightly. And now I'm going to store that one. And here again, we continue checking. Calculated station out of tolerance. Oh no, we have something wrong. So with that said, I want to go here to this little guy here, a little emblem, I don't know what you call it. You know what I did? I turned to the wrong point. Everything got blown out here. XXXX. So I uncheck. What point was that? 100, I think. Actually, let's exit out of here. Okay, yeah, I selected the wrong one. This point has already been measured. Do you want to discard the old measurement and remeasure the point? Okay. Okay, let's turn to it. I'm gonna look through the instrument real quick. Okay, it's 101. Okay, now we have station is within tolerance. Go back here to our little chevron, or little residuals check, and we are going to look here. Now everything's gone green. You can see the errors between them. Our elevation error, 9/16, 11/16, 7/8. This is all shot with the GPS, and now we're coming back and shooting it with the robot. They're about 1/2 inch or so, which is pretty tight. But if we see anything we don't like, let's see, one of the worst ones we have here, 7/8. That's almost an inch. We can take this one and we could throw it out. And you can see the other, it adjusts all the others based on that. Here's 3/4 of an inch, 13/16. I can throw out all, now we've gone down to 1/4 of an inch here. Here's 15/16, throw that one out. This one here's flat now. This one here's flat, pretty tight. We're only using 2, but they've gone flat. Almost perfect. So now we're going to come back and we're actually going to use our Prism and shoot 2 more additional points. So I'm going to go in here where I did have Reflectorless. I'm going to change it to NPR 122 our Prism, and I'm going to go here, and our prism height has changed. We're actually at 2 meters now, 6.634, 6 foot 6 3/4 of an inch. And now we're going to go over to the point. We're going to actually locate it with our prism. We'll bring this down so we can see it better. All right. So on our screen here, I'm going to select 98. And I'm going to say, no, I don't want it to, because I want to use a move and search and have that instrument turn and find the prism. Here it says searching for prism still. When it says prism found, we're good. Now I'm going to plumb the rod up here, hit start. And hit store. And here you can see calculated station within tolerance. Let's do that one more time. We're going to walk over to this other point over here. All right, so now we are at 0.99, and I want to, I didn't mean to hit that, I want to select it. No, I don't want to. It should be on me. Let's see here, we're gonna hit start. I gotta plumb it up, forgot to plumb it up. Let's store it. Here it says calculated station within tolerance. We can go, at this point we can hit check. We could have done that on the second one and hit check and say good, but let's go back to our little emblem here and see what our errors are. We got all the different errors here. We can turn a lot of the points on and off that we had, still change them around, adjust. Everything's green though. You see everything's green within tolerance. Some of our worst residuals are 1 inch and 3/16. Most of them are pretty good though. I'll throw that one out and see what it does to the others. 3/8, 3/8, 5/8, 5/16, 3/8. That looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna hit check here. I want to utilize all those measurements in that. I'm gonna hit check here. Station setup finished. The new station coordinate and orientation will be saved. Hit OK. We just did our setup. We're good to go. Okay, here we're going to start a new code. In this strip here, you can input different codes by pressing and holding and selecting what you want, what kind of configuration you want. I want code here. Start line. So what else we have? If you want to use the camera to shoot points with the camera and show them. Now I want to create a new code. Go into code. I don't have it. I want to do edge of concrete. I'm going to go to toolbox, add a new one, and we'll do. We can do different emblems for it. We have all these selections here. I'm just going to do. Let's say that. Let's go blue there. That. Now here we're going to name it. I'm going to call it EC. Check. We're going to call it edge concrete. Green check. Everything looks good. We're going to green check that. And now we're going to start a line. Start. Store it. You can see where we are on the screen. Oh, actually, I want to change one thing. I have A2. I don't want to use that point block, so I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit here. Hold this bar down, and I want to do a different point ID. Green check. Point ID, let's call this, see, A3 would be the next one. I want to call it 3000. That's the point range I'm going to be topoing in. Now, let's change this back to start line, green check. Oops, I messed up something else. I didn't want two-face. I want code there. Green check. All right, start line, EC, start, store. Let's walk down here and get another one. Here on the screen, we're going to hit store. You'll see it connect the line. Bam, bam. You see where the prism is and the instrument is. And that's it. Alright, you can see the finished product here. We have the house, and we've pretty much made a wireframe model of the house, all elevated using the GPS as our control on the power poles, and then coming back and locating those points reflectorless, and a lot of points on the house reflectorless as well. Here you can see the robot still set up, and it's actually shooting the top corner ridge of the roof line there. So that's the finished product. You see the driveway, and we can zoom out a little bit. This is the road in front of the house, completely elevated. Pretty cool. Thank you for watching my demo.